So this recipe has been around my family for a long time, and this is my grandma's recipe. While I'm not sure why this is called the $300 cake, but I do know this cake is very delicious. It's very rich and it's very chocolatey. We usually reserve this recipe for holidays or special occasions, and I do remember asking for my grandma to make this for me for my birthday. We also have it every year at Thanksgiving. I'm having some friends over for Thanksgiving this year, and one of my friends requested something very chocolatey, so I knew the right thing was going to be this cake. So you add 2 cups of sugar and 2 cups of flour in a bowl and mix these two together. And then we're going to make the liquid that we add to the dry ingredients. This cake is very odd and different because usually you don't cook and boil and add hot things to the cake when you're making a cake. You usually just add your wet ingredients and then you add your dry ingredients to that and just mix it together and bake it. So this cake is just very different. So I added 1 cup of hot water, a half a stick of butter, about an ounce of dark unsweetened chocolate, a half a cup of avocado oil, but you could use the oil of your choice. And then I'll add 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and you want to bring this mixture to a boil on the stove. So now I'm preparing the ingredients that will go into my mixture after I mix the flour and sugar and the boiled mixture together. So this calls for buttermilk, and I don't have any buttermilk, so I just added about a tablespoon to the milk in this recipe, a tablespoon of lemon juice. And this will essentially make buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk or you can't make buttermilk, you can just double your sour cream in this recipe, and I feel like it should be the same. The chickens still aren't giving me many eggs, and this recipe calls for 3 eggs, so I am again using my freeze-dried eggs for this recipe. I've cooked with the freeze-dried eggs now a few times, and you can't even tell a difference. They work exactly the same, and I just rehydrate them here and have no issues baking with the freeze-dried eggs. I cannot wait to be overloaded with eggs again this summer so that I can freeze dry some more eggs to have on hand in the winter when I am baking a lot. So once this mixture reaches a boil, you pour it directly into your flour and sugar. I know this seems really weird, it did to me, but this is what the recipe says to do. So you just mix this in together really well until it is incorporated. Now I'm going to add my buttermilk and my sour cream and my vanilla. So this is 1/4 cup of buttermilk, 1/4 cup of sour cream, and then about a teaspoon or 2 of vanilla. I'm also using these colder ingredients to kind of cool this down because I don't want to add my eggs while this is still too hot and risk scrambling my eggs. So I just keep stirring this to mix everything together and to kind of cool this down. All of the stirring really helps to bring the temperature down. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking soda, and the recipe also calls for a dash of salt, but I did not add that because I used salted butter. So now that I feel like this is cool enough for my eggs to go in, I go ahead and mix my eggs in here at the end. And you will want to add 2 eggs. So now I grease my pan with some olive oil spray, a 9x13, and I just pour this mixture in to the cake pan, and I bake this at 350 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes. So when the cake is done, you want to take it out and immediately get started on the topping. You can make a simple ganache for this if you do not want to use corn syrup, but I just used the original recipe since I don't make this very often. So you want to add a tablespoon of water, 3 tablespoons of butter, and 4 tablespoons of corn syrup. Mix together in a pan on the stove and bring this to a boil. Once this mixture comes to a boil, you will want to remove it from the heat and add 1 cup of chocolate chips and 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and you'll want to beat this really well to make sure that the chocolate melts and everything is combined. This will be very thick like a pudding, and you should still be able to pour this mixture though. Make sure you don't have this on the heat because you don't want to burn your chocolate. So then you just pour this delicious chocolate over the top of your cake, and you want your cake to be warm when you do this, and then your cake is done. This cake is so good. It's rich and decadent and perfect for any special occasion, whether it be Thanksgiving or Christmas or someone's birthday. If you have a chocolate lover in your life, they will absolutely love this cake. Now, I'm not sure if I would pay $300 for a piece, but it's pretty good. Well, I really appreciate you stopping by and watching my video. I hope that you'll like and subscribe and come back for the next one. Have a good day. Bye.